Hi folks, Peter Kalos here with Melbourne Actors Lab. Thanks for joining us. Today I want to talk to you about eyelines and those things that you hear many actors yelling at people. If you ever step in their eyeline, people go ballistic, but you'll understand why after I explain it. First of all, before we actually talk about the technical aspects of eyelines, I also want you to understand one thing. It's not enough to just look at something that they tell you. Like a lot of directors say, look at the lens, look at my shoulder. If you're doing green screen or blue screen or digital stuff, they'll put post-its, they'll put a marks, they'll say, look at the doorway, look at this. It's not enough to look at those things, because now what's happening is you're looking at those things, but they're not actually feeding you. I want you to understand this. As actors, we are working uphill. We're trying to create an imaginary world, an imaginary relationship, an imaginary circumstances. So we're fighting against all these things that don't actually feed us. So you need to create this equal so that you can kind of get out of the reality, meaning right now I'm in the room. If I imagine I was outside on top of the Empire State Building and I was, with my friend, right? I would have to look around, see the Empire State Building. I'd have to make it very specific, right? Where's the moon if it's nighttime? Who's my friend? If it's a friend of mine and the person is standing right there, in reality there won't be an actor there, because there's all this camera and lights and all that stuff. So that will tell you, look to the left of the lens. Now, let's do this. Here it is. Let's assume this is the lens. And they say, look over here. Right? Now, roughly, if I put this roughly a meter away, my friend is standing a meter away, I could look at that and I could imagine and I could close my eyes and I would think of my friend. My friend, I could imagine their cheek. So I would look at the camera, imagine the cheek, and then I build from that. I would see their eyes, I would see their mouth, their chin. But I start with that point, which is right here, and then I would build from that. There's the point that they told me originally. Now, if they say, look at your shoulder, and you look at the director's shoulder, it's pointless to look at the director's shoulder. It doesn't feed you. So then you put the cheek or chin or whatever you like and build from there. If you're looking at something close also, it makes sense. My eyes can focus on this. My eyes will do the math. Once I take this away, my eyes can't focus in midair. So what I have to do now is look at the first thing, no matter how far it is. You could pick a mountain, whatever's near you. For me, it's a wall that's about 2 or 3 meters away. I then pick a spot on that wall and I close my eyes, and once again, I rebuild. I could look at the cheek, the chin, something that reminds me of my friend, and build from there. And before you know it, I'm seeing my friend. I'm not just seeing a mark on the wall, right? So it's important to understand this concept of, first of all, don't just look at what they tell you. See what you need to see. Don't just see it after you see it. Create it, touch it. I could touch my friend's shoulders from here. You can't even see my hands moving. I could touch whatever I want. Their face, to add to the believability of it. You add sound, you add smell, you see your friend. Right now I'm looking at the left of the camera. I could visualize my friend, and there they are. I say hi, right? And then I look around once again. Cut and paste, cut and paste, cut and paste. The only rule you got to remember is this. Your eyes can't focus in midair. So when you take that away, my friend is still here, but my eyes will adjust at the first solid thing I can fine tune, and I can see that. Now, no matter what happens, if I'm seeing this thing right here, I could get all these distractions. I could get hair and makeup people, camera people, grips running away, putting stuff everywhere. I'm still focused on this. So if I'm trying to focus on this and I'm trying to really be in something and people can do this, it's okay for me, right? If you lose it, close your eyes, reestablish it. A lot of very good actors, close their eyes, and just as the director's about to yell action, they open their eyes and they see what they want. Now you also understand, especially if you're doing an intimate scene and you're looking at something, and then someone stands there and does this, and you as an actor are trying to think or find a connection between you and your imaginary friend, so to speak. It's really annoying if someone's standing there eating, going. That's why actors get upset. They say, please don't stand in my eyeline. Please don't stare at me, because it throws us. And we're trying to counterbalance all the stuff that is over here, all the variables, with reality. Also, don't just build things in front of you. Build things below you, build things above you, build things to the left, to the right, behind you. Otherwise, you won't actually look there comfortably, because if you turn to your left, you'll see someone standing there, eating, texting, all that stuff. You need to see what you need to see, which is the Empire State Building, all of New York, there it is. Close your eyes, cut and paste, cut and paste. So then it adds to your believability. At the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. And the more you stay in that believability, the more your body will accept it and the more you'll start to feel like you're there. That's a big skill. It doesn't just happen. The other thing you need to keep in mind is this. When they tell you to look at these things, there's a small line I did. Let's assume this is the lens and they say, look at that lens, or look at the bookcase, or look at the corner of the door or something like that. Don't just stare at those things, because now they're going to see staring. What you need to do is move your eyes slightly. So if they say, look at the corner of the door, and you imagine like the door handle, and you imagine your friend, you look at the door handle, you create your friend, and then you actually look, you move your eyes slightly up and down, because then the camera doesn't see you staring, it sees you looking, and it's different. So when a director says you're staring, just move a little bit. If it's too much, they'll say move your eyes less, but still move them a tiny bit, because that's not staring, that's looking. And you need to understand that, because you do see actors doing this. They're just staring, and it's not feeding them anything. We want you to look at your friend, or look at whatever you need. People, places, things, whatever it is you need to create, but now you understand the concept. Build it, create it, land it somewhere, right? There's my eyeline there, and you can literally cut and paste with no matter what the distraction is, create things above you, close your eyes when you lose it, reestablish it. The focusing thing is important. That's why I always have an actual place, and it's not literal. I'm imagining someone's right here, but I could see very far away, right? But they're right here. Close your eyes, open, close, and don't stare. I hope this helps. I really do. Practice it at home. See what you look like. See how it goes. Take care. Thanks.